What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Today I'm talking about Takashi Miike's 100th movie, which is Blade of the Immortal. This is the story of Manji. He's a samurai. He was branded as an outlaw, which meant he had a huge bounty on his head. He drove his sister insane by killing her husband, which caused her to have a mental breakdown. He's trying to protect her. He's trying to stay, out on the run, to stay ahead of people who are trying to collect the bounty. But he ends up running right into a group of 100 swordsmen who are looking to collect that bounty. They kill his sister. That enrages Manji, of course, and he kills all 100 of them. But in the process, he ends up taking just a ton of punishment. One of his hands is cut off. He's blinded in one eye. He's just all slashed up and cut up. As he's laying there on the brink of death, he's approached by this nun slash witch who curses him slash blesses him with these things called sacred bloodworms. And once they're in his system, they mend his wounds, which means his hand reattaches, and he's essentially unkillable. Sounds great, but it also has the drawback of that he's alone and has to, be shouldered with this burden of loss. And he also just has all the pain and suffering, from all of these wounds. So he ends up kind of going off into isolation for a while. And then he's approached by a young girl named Ren, who had to watch her family get killed in front of her by this group of people who are looking to take down all the training schools and kind of take everything over. So she goes to him after she hears about this guy who can't be killed. She hires him to be the bodyguard. He immediately sees that she looks just like his sister, so he has an immediate bond to her. And the rest of the movie is him guiding her as they try to get vengeance on the people who killed her family. This movie is wild. It's 2.5 hours long. It does feel like it's a little bit long, but I think it's a really fun movie. It's got some just wild battle scenes of this Manji guy taking on hundreds of guys at the same time. Just blood, lots of blood in this one. There's some CGI blood, which sucks, but there's also a lot of practical effects. There's a really good amount of blood in this, but it's not crazy over the top blood. But it's just there's so many people being slashed and killed in this. It's crazy. There's no nudity. There's no sex at all. He's a fighter, not a lover. It does have really good dialogue. I actually really liked the characters. I thought there were a lot of colorful characters, and they took the time to develop them. So that long running time, it's not wasted. They develop the characters, and you can connect with them and relate to them. And I just thought they did a really good job with that, of giving some depth. This is not just a surface level action movie. There's some good story and characters here. It is a crazy movie, but it's actually pretty grounded for a Miike movie. It's not completely off the rails insane. It just has that little bit of a supernatural tinge to it with the sacred bloodworms that are healing this guy. The action scenes are fantastic. They're just so much fun. They're so kinetic and alive. The whole movie does a really good job of feeling like a manga, which makes sense because it was based on one by the same name, Blade of the Immortal. It definitely has that feel between the comic book style action and these really colorful characters, some of whom look exactly like real life versions of characters you'd expect to see in anime or manga. It's really impressive. I thought this was just a really fun, really wild movie. I had a blast watching it. I can't wait till it comes out on home video so I can see it again. It's just really fun. It definitely shows that Miike may have made 100 movies, but he's still got the skills to put on just a really cool, really fun movie. I highly recommend you check it out. If you have a chance to see it at the theater, I think you definitely should. This is a movie that certainly benefits from being seen on the big screen. But regardless, if you like Miike movies, if you like wild action movies, if you like samurai movies, this is definitely one to check out. I just think it's a really well made, just super fun movie. It is a little bit slow and it does feel a little bit long, but it's never boring because even in the downtime you got these colorful characters. But it's just fun. I'm sorry I keep saying fun, but that's what kept coming up for me. It's got a great sense of humor. It's got great action. Highly recommended Blade of the Immortal. If you like this review, you can check out my website, markfusion.com. I've got a full write-up on Blade of the Immortal, as well as hundreds of other movies of all kinds there. But I specialize in horror, cult, exploitation type movies, but I got a ton of other stuff as well. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at markfusion. You can also check out my Patreon if you want to get exclusive content, but the best way you can help me out is just to hit that sub button. It's free, it's easy, and it will definitely help me build this channel and my site and let me make even more content than I do now. So that would be really cool. If not, that's okay too. I appreciate you watching the video anyway. And I do greatly appreciate you guys for watching these videos, and hopefully I'll see you soon.